Greetings, and welcome to our latest video. As inhabitants of this world, we coexist alongside a vast array of animal life, including countless insects. Recent research has revealed a staggering statistic. There are approximately 200 million insects for every single human on the planet. Given this incredible insect population, it stands to reason that some species may pose potential dangers. Now let's begin by examining the first insect on our list. Flies are often seen as just a nuisance pest. However, they can actually be pretty dangerous in some cases. It's thought that the common housefly can spread at least 65 different diseases and 350 types of bacteria. These bacteria can cause all kinds of serious health issues, from fevers to tuberculosis and even leprosy. And the housefly isn't even the largest fly species out there. Let me introduce you to the Garamides heroes, a fly that can grow up to 7 centimeters long. Just picture having one of those flying around your home. This huge fly is found in countries like Bolivia, Paraguay, and Brazil, so it's best to be extra careful not to leave any uncovered food lying around, as these huge flies love to feed on it. The Puss Caterpillar is a type of butterfly that has long, furry hair that looks like a Persian cat. But this isn't a friendly creature like a Pokemon. In fact, the Puss Caterpillar is one of the most poisonous insects in the world. You can find them mainly in Mexico and the eastern United States. The dangerous part of this insect is actually its larvae, or caterpillar stage. The caterpillar has these brush-like hairs on its back, and they're accompanied by orange stripes. These hairs have a secret weapon: poisonous spines. If the caterpillar makes contact with your skin, you'll experience excruciating pain. This is because the venom from the caterpillar's spines spreads throughout your body. If you're stung by a puss caterpillar, it's a good idea to clean the wound and remove any hairs that are stuck in your skin right away. This is a crucial first step, as the venom can cause severe reactions. There are over 350,000 different species of beetles in the world, and it's natural that some of them can be dangerous. Let's take a look at a few of the more hazardous beetle species. The Titan beetle is one of the largest insects in the world, measuring up to 6.7 inches in length. They live in rainforests, and their powerful jaws are strong enough to break pencils in half, let alone pierce human skin. Another dangerous beetle is the Hercules beetle, which belongs to the rhino beetle group. The males can grow up to 7.5 inches long and are incredibly muscular, capable of carrying up to 850 times their own body weight. That's like an adult human being able to lift over 150,000 pounds. The blister beetle is a type of insect that could be dangerous to humans, but it's not that big of a threat unless someone were to consume a large number of them. These beetles are more likely to pose a risk to horses, as they can accidentally get mixed into the hay or alfalfa that horses eat. Blister beetles produce a toxic substance called cantharidin, which can cause blistering of the skin in humans. It's interesting to note that cantharidin has been used historically as a folk remedy, believed to be effective against warts and even rabies. However, it was most commonly used as an aphrodisiac. In the past, cantharidin was a key ingredient in so-called love potions. However, this was a risky practice, as the toxin can be deadly in high enough quantities. In the 1950s, a guy was even thrown in jail for killing 2 women after giving them candies laced with cantharidin in an attempt to seduce them. Bald-faced hornets are different from regular bees. Their stingers are designed to cause maximum harm, so it's best to avoid these insects. They perceive any predator or intruder as a threat. Their venomous sting can last for 24 hours and is extremely painful, particularly dangerous near the face or eyes. Those who have been stung have reported difficulty breathing, swallowing problems, severe allergic reactions, and in some cases required immediate hospitalization. Humans have been dealing with these tiny, wingless, blood-sucking insects called lice for thousands of years. Lice are only able to feed on warm-blooded animals, and there is a type of louse that infests almost every animal except bats, egg-laying mammals like platypuses and pangolins. Lice are primitive insects, and they're so common that there's even a mental disorder called delusional parasitosis, where people believe they're infested with lice when they're not. No social class has been immune to lice, not kings, clergy, laborers, or soldiers. In fact, it's been suggested that lice may have saved the life of author J.R.R. Tolkien. During World War I, Tolkien got trench fever from a lice infestation and had to go home from the front lines to recover. Besides trench fever, lice are also known carriers of the dangerous disease typhus, which is caused by bacteria. The brown-tailed moth is a species of moth with tiny, poisonous hairs. Fortunately, this insect is found in only a few places around the world. This invasive species was accidentally introduced from Europe in 1897 and has since been discovered in the United States along the coast of Massachusetts and Maine. The term invasive species means that the insect has become overpopulated and is causing damage to its new environment. The adult moth itself isn't dangerous, but you've got to be careful with the larvae, caterpillar stage. These guys are covered in poisonous hairs that can cause a serious rash, dermatitis, in sensitive individuals. Botflies, also known as hornet flies, are small insects no larger than the palm of your hand. They're pretty frightening creatures. Botflies are a type of parasitic fly, which means they need a host to complete their life cycle. That host can even be a human. The way botflies find a host is by depositing their eggs on blood-sucking insects like mosquitoes. When that mosquito bites a person, the botfly eggs are transmitted to the host. The eggs then hatch when the host's body heat encourages them to do so. Once hatched, the botfly larvae can grow to be 19 millimeters in size. The creepy part is that they can actually live under the skin of the host. In most cases, the host will survive the infestation, but there is a risk of the skin becoming infected, and this infection can be deadly. If you need to remove a botfly parasite, you'll need a pair of pliers to do it safely. Locusts aren't inherently scary or dangerous. They're just a type of grasshopper. But the damage they can cause is a real concern. This is because under certain conditions, they can gather in massive swarms that move across landscapes, consuming fields and decimating crops in minutes. These swarming phases occur when a dry spell is followed by sudden rainfall and rapid plant growth. The drought forces the locust to congregate in the remaining vegetation, and the subsequent abundance of food allows them to breed rapidly. This creates the perfect conditions for the formation of these enormous, devastating swarms. The major agricultural damage caused by these locust swarms can lead to famine and, consequently, significant loss of human life. While the locusts themselves may not be inherently threatening, the scale and impact of their swarming behavior is truly alarming and can have catastrophic consequences. The Linomia obliqua caterpillar eventually transforms into a large, rather attractive brown moth. This species is native to South America and, like other silk moth varieties, the adult moth does not actually eat. However, the caterpillar stage is one of the most deadly insects found in the Americas. Growing up to around 2 inches long, the caterpillar can be green, gray, or brown in color, and its body is covered in spines. These spines detach very easily and can penetrate the skin, injecting a venom that disrupts the body's ability to clot blood. If a person is exposed to enough of this venom, it can be fatal, as the venom causes vital organs, including the brain, to start hemorrhaging. Since each individual spine only delivers a tiny amount of venom, a person would need to be stung repeatedly to experience the harmful effects. This is a real danger, as Linomia obliqua caterpillars tend to congregate together and are extremely well camouflaged, making accidental multiple stings a possibility. That's all for today. I'm planning to release the second part on the most dangerous insects in the world, so make sure you subscribe to the channel so you don't miss the new video. See you later.